Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We got our Digimon 25th Animation Anniversary playmat. We got our bootleg Virus Metal Greymon helping us out. And we've got an empty box of EX04 Alternative Being helping us out. And they're helping us out because, as I've said, you can look at the release page that this came out on. I search Digimon card game EX04 release date, and then I'll pull it up in the research results. And when you do, it'll be like, here's all the stuff that's kind of cool going on with the set. Also, at the bottom, here's some decks that you could build. And so we built one of those decks, because I wanted to do that. I wanted to build a deck from each one, seeing what they were trying to go for, and if they're any good. And our Virus Metal Greymon is helping us out, because we've got one of the decks they suggest, which is a Blue Flare Twilight deck. And there is a Metal Greymon in here. It's not that guy, but yeah. I figure we could take a look at it and see if it's any good. Starting us off, we got the eggs, and we got 4 copies of the EX04 Missimon, who has the inherited effect of on deletion. If you have a Digimon in play, draw 1 card. Then we've got our rookies, which starting us off, we've got 4 copies of EX04 Gasomon, who is a 3-play cost, 0 Digivolution cost, 1000 DP. Your turn, once per turn. When a card with the Blue Flare trait is played, draw 1. When a card with the Twilight trait is played, return 1 Digimon card with Digicross requirements from your trash to your hand. No inherited effect. So this is once per turn. That means that I'm pretty sure you can only use one of its effects. So if you play a Blue Flare, you can draw a card. If you play a Twilight, you can get a card with digital requirements back from the trash to the hand. You can't do both. I'm pretty sure that's what that means. Because otherwise, it would be split up like your turn, once per turn, and it would say the first part, and then it would say your turn once per turn, and it would say the second part. However, this is from an older set, and they do have some weirder ways of writing things, like they hadn't figured everything out yet, so maybe that's not true. But that's the way that I would read it as. Then we've got our other rookie. Yes, there's only 2 rookies in this deck, of the BT10 Gasomon. He's a 3-play cost, 0 Digivolution cost, 1000 DP. On deletion, you may play 1 level 4 Digimon card with Blue Flare in its traits from your hand, suspended without paying the cost. No inherited effect. And the other one didn't have an inherited effect either. And this one, I feel, is kind of meant to be the one that's supposed to Digivolve from Missimon. But you would still need to have an extra Digimon out, because you would attack with this one. As long as you have another Digimon out, this one's only got 1000 DP, so it would get security out. This one would almost always die with only 1000 DP. And because of that, you get to play level 4 suspended. And you would, as long as you had that other Digimon, you get to draw a card. Alternatively, it gets put out onto the battlefield, and then your opponent deletes it somehow. It's 1000 DP. Your opponent could figure out a way to delete it, especially with the game where it is now. And doing that, you would then get to play a level 4 suspended, and you would get to draw a card, which would be really good. And I feel like that's also kind of the way that they want to do it, where they're hoping that your opponent's last move would be to attack this guy, but why would they? Because you get to play a level 4 out suspended, and that'd be kind of silly. But with all the rookies out of the way, we are on to the champions, and starting us off, we've got 2 copies of Deadly Axemon from EX04. 4 play costs, 3 Digivolution costs from a black or a blue, 4000 DP. On play, by trashing 1 card with Blue Flare or Twilight trait in your hand, draw 2 cards. On deletion, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card has Blue Flare or Twilight trait, add it to your hand, trash the rest. Inherited effect, all turns, this Digimon gets plus 1000 DP. So if I'm not mistaken, all the cards in this deck that they have built are either Blue Flare or Twilight, so that's just a free draw there. So there's some good draw power being made in this deck so far. Next champion we got is 4 copies of the EX04 Skull Nightmon. 4 play cost, 3 Digivolution cost, 4000 DP. Can Digivolve from black or blue. On play, if you don't have a Nene in play, you may play 1 Nene from your hand without paying the cost. On deletion, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card has Blue Flare or Twilight trait, add it to your hand, trash the rest. Inherited effect, reboot. I like the reboot because that kind of gives you some protection, especially like with some of the other stuff later on that we'll take a look at. That reboot, really good. I'm not a fan of all these on deletion effects, but alright. That's what they're trying to go with, so we'll roll with it for the moment. And then the next champion we have is Male Birdramon. 5 play cost, 3 Digivolution cost, 5000 DP. Can Digivolve from blue or black. On play, one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level gains when attacking, lose 2 memory until the end of your opponent's turn. On deletion, save. Inherited effect, jamming. Jamming I really like, which is kind of unfortunate because I'm not a fan of this top text so much. I mean, I suppose it's good. Because, like, I'm trying to think, if you did play this, like, this has got to be a play. This cannot be a Digivolve. This has to be a hard play. So you're paying 5. That could slow down an opponent for a turn. If they've got, like, one of their big guys out, they're just ready to swing with. You play this out, and you're like, whenever that one attacks, you lose 2 memory. So that would slow them down quite a bit, especially if they're one of the ones where they, like, they're unsuspending and they're reattacking and unsuspending and reattacking. That could slow them down enough. But I don't know. The next champion we got... Hold on. No, okay. There's one that looks very much like that, and I was like, what? Did I mess up? No, I didn't. Next up, we've got the EX04 Greymon, which, different Greymon, but this guy works for this. 4 play cost, 3 Digivolution cost, 4000 DP. Can Digivolve from blue or black. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 Kirihara and 1 blue or black card with Digicross requirements among them to the hand. Trash the rest. On deletion, save. When attacking, for the inherited effect, draw 1 card. So yeah, this one's pretty solid for what they're going for. I kind of would like more in the deck. Another thing that confused me is we got 2 copies of BT10 Male Birdramon. Like, I had a moment where I'm like, wait, did I accidentally break up the same card into 2 different stacks? Which, no, I didn't. He is a 5 play cost, 2 Digivolution cost, 5000 DP. On play, if you have a Kirihara in play, you may return 1 Metal Greymon from your trash to your hand. If you don't have a Kirihara in play, you may play 1 Kirihara from your hand without paying the cost. On deletion, save. Inherited effect, when attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has Blue Flare in its traits, and your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, one of your opponent's Digimon can't attack or block until the end of your opponent's turn. This is not a very good ability to me, because, like, in an ideal game, you want to be getting rid of a bunch of your opponent's Digimon. You don't want to keep 3, 4 of their Digimon out, because if you're not careful, they're just going to swing into all your security in, like, 2 turns and destroy it. So, I'm not a fan of that inherited effect. I do like the on-play effect. Like, that's pretty cool. The fact where it's like, do you have this card? Great, you get to do this. Do you not have this card? Play one out from your hand. So I do enjoy that. It is saying that you would need that card in your hand, but whatever. And then we've got 2 copies of Skull Nightmon Mighty Axe Mode from BT10. He's a 4 play cost, 3 Digivolution cost, 5000 DP. The name of this Digimon is also treated as Skull Nightmon and Deadly Axemon. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Nightmon in its name, 1 Deadly Axemon, or 1 Nene among them to the hand. Trash the rest. Then, if Digicrossing with 2 cards, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the play cost of 4 or less. Digicross -1 with Skull Nightmon and Deadly Axemon, no inherited effect. Which again, I'm not a huge fan of no inherited effects, but the fact that you're putting 2 same level Digimon underneath this guy, he kind of gets a pass just because then he's already got like 2 underneath him. And then our final champion, which there's been a bunch of champions, we've got the BT10 Greymon. 4 play costs, 2 Digivolution costs, 4,000 DP. On play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 2 cards with blue flare in their traits among them to the hand. Place the rest at the bottom of the deck in any order. If you have a Kiraha in play, you may return 1 Metal Greymon from your trash instead. On deletion, save. Inherited effect. When attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has blue flare in its traits and your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, unsuspend this Digimon. Again, I don't like that it's 2 or more. It's just not... I don't like that. Like, it's... Again, like, you want to keep your opponent from having that many Digimon. And now we're on to the Ultimates. So starting us off, we got 3 copies of EX4 Dark Nightmon. 8 play cost, 4 Digivolution cost, 7,000 DP. Can Digivolve from black or blue. On play, until the end of your opponent's turn, one of your Digimon gains blocker. If Digicrossing, de-Digivolve 1 on one of your opponent's Digimon. On deletion, reveal the top 2 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with blue flare or Twilight trait among them to the hand. Trash the rest. Digicross -2 with Skull Nightmon and Deadly Axemon. Inherited effect, opponent's turn once per turn. When an opponent's Digimon attacks, if this Digimon is Grey Knightsmon, you may switch the attack to this Digimon. So yeah, again, we're putting 2 different ones underneath it. Going to give it some more inherited effects, which is pretty good. Again, we're getting more cards. Reveal, like we get to add 1 to the hand. We're throwing some more in the trash, which I don't like doing that. But the fact that there are so many chances for this deck to bring cards back from the trash is really good. Our next Ultimate, we have 4 copies of, is Metal Greymon again. Not that Metal Greymon, but a different Metal Greymon. He's from EX04. He is a 7 play cost, 4 Digivolution cost, 7,000 DP. Can Digivolve from blue or black. On play, this Digimon gains Rush for the turn. If Digicrossing, trash up to 2 Digivolution cards on one of your opponent's Digimon. Material save 2. Digicross -2, Blue Greymon, and Male Bergermon. Inherited effect, when attacking, if this Digimon is Grey Knightsmon, one of your opponent's Digimon with 3 or fewer Digivolution cards can't attack until the end of your opponent's turn. I mean, I kind of like that, but at the same time, we haven't had very many ways of getting rid of Digivolution cards. Like, a couple of them have, but not enough, I feel. Next, we got 2 copies of Metal Greymon plus Cyber Launcher. This is an 8 play cost, 4 Digivolution cost from a level 4, or 2 from a level 5. They have to be blue, 8,000 DP. And the name of this card / Digimon is also treated as Metal Greymon and Cyberdramon. Armor Purge, on player when Digivolving, you may place 1 Digimon card with blue flare in its traits from your hand or from under your tamers under this Digimon as its bottom Digivolution card. Then return one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon to the bottom of its owner's deck. If Cyberdramon is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to the bottom of the owner's deck. Digicross -2 with Metal Greymon and Cyberdramon, no inherited effect. So, there's no Cyberdramon in this deck, which kind of makes this one a little moot, because we're not going to do that second ability. We can't Digicross with it. We can, on play, just put something underneath it, so that means that it can Armor Purge into that thing, which is good. But I don't know, this is a card that I'm not so hot about in the deck. Next up, we have 3 copies of Dark Nightmon from BT10. He is an 8 play cost, 4 Digivolution cost, 7,000 DP. On play, Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, if Digicrossing with 2 cards, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 5 or less. All turns, when this Digimon would be deleted by returning 1 level 4 or lower black Digimon card from this Digimon's Digivolution cards to its owner's hand, you may play 1 Skull Knightmon or Deadly Axemon from this Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying the cost. Digicross -2, Skull Knightmon, and Deadly Axemon. No inherited effect. So yeah, this ability starts to read as like protection, and then it's like, no, it's not protection. You just get to, the idea is you pull either Skull Knightmon or Deadly Axemon to the hand, and then you save the other one onto the field. So, And there are ways to get those back out from the trash, like we've seen, but I don't know. I feel like that's a little too slow. And then the last of our ultimates is 2 copies of BT10 Metal Greymon. He's a 7 play cost, 4 Digivolution cost, 8,000 DP, material save 2. On play, this Digimon gains Rush for the turn. Then, if Digicrossing, 3 of your opponent's Digimon with Digivolution cards less than or equal to this Digimon's Digivolution cards can't attack or block until the end of your opponent's turn. Digicross -2 with Greymon and Male Birdramon, no inherited effect. And now we are on to the Megas, which there's just one, and it is 4 copies of Grey Knightsmon. I got one of the alt arts. This one is from EX4. 12 play cost, 5 Digivolution cost, 12,000 DP. Can Digivolve from blue or black, is dual color blue-black. On play, de-Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, all of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon can't attack until the end of your opponent's turn. All turns, when this Digimon would be deleted or returned to your hand or deck, you may play 1 Metal Greymon and 1 Dark Knightmon from this Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying the cost. Digicross -2, 1 Blue Metal Greymon, and 1 Dark Knightmon. So yeah, solid for the deck. Good idea. And it's got a big beefy 12,000 body, so it works. And now we got to go into the Tamers, and we're starting off with 1 copy of the BT10 Kirihara. 4 play cost, start of your turn, if you have 2 memory less, set to 3. Your turn, when you would play a Digimon with Digicross requirements, by suspending this Tamer, you may place cards from under your Tamers as Digivolution cards for the Digicross. Security, play this card without paying the cost. Then we've got 2 copies of BT10 Nene. I've got one that is a pre-release. And this one is, I think, the full art? Yeah. I think this was a box topper. 3 play costs. On play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Knightmon or Deadly Axemon in its name, or Twilight trait in its traits among them to hand. Place the rest at the bottom of the deck in any order. Opponent's turn. All of your Digimon with Dark Knightmon in their names or the Twilight trait gain Blocker. On deletion, gain 2 memory. Security, play this card without paying the cost. So this is a good one because I like that it gives you all of the ones with Twilight Blocker. That's going to be pretty good, especially with the one earlier on that gave all of them, or that gives any Digivolutions a reboot. That's great. The on deletion, gain 2 memory. That's not really made for this deck. Like, we're not trashing Nene, so that's not really going to happen. I will say that could throw your opponent for a curveball if they're not paying so much attention and they've got like the ability to delete one of our Tamers and they're like, I'm going to delete this one because it gives all of your guys Blocker. You're like, okay, well, I gained 2 memory from that, so thank you. It might stop their attack. And then the last Tamer that we have is 4 copies of Kirihara and Nene. And it's a 4 play cost. The name of this card / Tamer also treated as Kirihara or Nene individually. Start of your main phase, if there are 2 or more Digimon in play, gain 1 memory. All turns, when you would play 1 Digimon card with the Blue Flare or Twilight trait with Digicross requirements. By suspending this tamer, you may place one card from under your tamers and one card from your trash as Digivolution cards for the Digicross. Security, play this card without paying the cost. So yeah, this one's good. I was worried early on because I was like reading some of the other cards, which is like if you have a Kirihara or if you have a Nene, do these things. And I was like, ooh, I don't think this one's a legal target for those because that's its entire name. But no, because it says the name of this card / tamer is also treated as Kirihara or Nene, that means that it is a proper target for those. Then we've got one more card in the deck, and that is an option card, and that's one copy of Blazing Memory Boost. 5 play cost, main reveal the top 6 cards of your deck, add 2 cards with the blue flare in their traits among them to the hand. You may play one Christopher among them without paying the cost. Place the rest of the cards at the bottom of the deck in any order, then place this card into your battle area. Main delay, gain 2 memory. Security, place this card in the owner's battle area. So yeah, this one, like, you're never going to be able to put the Christopher because we have no Christophers. We've only got Kiriharas. So, meh to that. Gain 2 memory, that's great. But yeah, not too much else to say about it. Like, I do like that you're looking at the top 6 cards. That's a lot. And you're getting to put 2 of those cards in the hand. That's pretty good. So that is the deck itself. And what are my thoughts? The ratios are really skewed on this one. Like, there should be more rookies. We need to take out some of the champions, some of the ultimates. We need to throw in at least 2 more megas, I feel, personally. The eggs, not great. Like, it's on deletion. Draw 1, which, I believe I believe it was BT11 has a Wanamon. Like, I looked it up, and it's like when attacking, if you have a tamer, a blue tamer, draw 1 card. And so, very similar idea, but it's just gonna hit so many more times. So I would definitely swap this one out for that one. Again, we need less champions, less ultimates, put in a couple more rookies, because the way, like, I understand that these are only 4 play costs. It's like, oh, those are easy to get out. Like, they're not much more expensive than these. But you're not going to be digivolving from the Digi-Eggs if you do it that way. And so this one's ability, not really going to proc off too much. So that's a problem. Like, if there was some that I was going to get rid of, it would definitely be... Where is it? Like, this one's meh. It does give jamming. I like jamming. So... probably this male Bergermon I would swap out for more copies of this one, or just take it out entirely. I'd probably wean off some of the Skull Knight and Deadly Axemon stuff, throw in some more blue things, because I feel like that's a stronger point of this deck. I would definitely take out this Metal Greymon Cyber Launcher. Like, it's just eating up space. I don't like that one too much. I don't feel like it's a good choice. I would also throw in another copy of this Kirihara. Just because, like, if you have 2 memory less, set to 3. I always like putting at least 2 of those in the deck, because otherwise I am just trying to find this one copy. And we also need more option cards. Like, this is a good option card, but there's really no removal in this deck. Like, you do have some Digivolution stuff, things like that, but we're really just hoping that we can beat over our opponent. And we need some way to get rid of them. I always like to have at least, like, 2 copies of an option card that isn't out. Just because I might need it. Like, it just makes sense to me to have a card in my deck where it's just like, even if it's an 8 cost, just be like, delete an opponent's Digimon. Like, that's perfectly fine, because that's my, like, I am backed into a corner. I would like this card to get me out of that corner. This is great. Because you want your deck to work right. You want it to do what it does. But you could brick your hand, and then you need that card to help get you out of that situation where you just delete the opponent's Digimon. How would this do today? This would do terribly. But back in the day, I don't think this was too terrible. Like I said, I would want 2 more megas, something to help complement this guy, and just pull out some of the other stuff, because there's way too many champions and ultimates in this deck for it to work properly, which is why we only have 1 option card. Maybe slow down on the tamers a bit too, like maybe take 2 of them out. Like maybe 2 copies of this we take out. Just give us some more room for some other stuff. But with that, we've looked at this deck that was made for Alternative Being. Before we head out, we always have to open up a pack. And I still have some of the 2026 participation packs. So let's open this one up, see what we can pull. Maybe it'll be a blue card. Or black, either one. Just in theme with the deck. And we got Haru. Ooh, okay, cool. 3 play costs. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 social trait card and 1 creation, Navi, or tool trait card among them to the hand. Return the rest of the bottom of the deck. Your turn. When any of your Digimon get linked to a social, Navi, or tool trait card, by suspending this tamer, gain 1 memory. Security, play this card without paying the cost. I mean, this is very much made for a Gaimon deck, not too much else, and like a pure Gaimon deck, I feel like. There's not too much else that could be done. It's okay, nothing too crazy, which, you know what, I like for a promo. That's good. Like, this is an average card, and I like that to be promos. I hate when promos are like super powerful and are like, you need this in the deck. Because unless that promo is super easy to get, it's terrible, because then you're like gatekeeping the game from people, and I don't like that. But with that, we've reached the end of the video. Let me know down in the comments, what do you think about this deck? Let me know if there's any decks from upcoming sets that you're looking forward to seeing. Like, if you guys search for this stuff, look it up. Let me know if there's anyone that you would like to see. Maybe I could do it. If you enjoyed this video, give it a good old thumbs up. Hit that like button. If you haven't, please do subscribe. I really do appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. The algorithm loves it. Don't forget to hit the bell icon, because we upload videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And as always, until then, I will see you next time.